happened? We got the final Sonic Movie 2 trailer, and they did not hold back with this one. There is a ton in this to cover, as it's one of the longest yet, and it's almost entirely new stuff. It literally just dropped as of the second of recording this, and it's chock full of references, tons of new dialogue, and Easter eggs to cover. There's so many small and hidden things that I completely missed the first time watching, but are actually huge. So let's play the trailer, we'll do a little reaction, cover all the Easter eggs, and break it down immediately after. Oh, but first, I have a quick message.
You've been lied to. You've been fed high-carb, low-quality garbage cereal by giant corporations and told it was the best for your entire life. But what if I told you there was another way? Magic Spoon! 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, and only 4 net grams of carbs in each serving. And that's only 140 calories per serving. They're also keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, and low-carb. Healthy and delicious. Fruity's my favorite flavor, and Magic Spoon is based. So if you aren't happy, they'll refund you, no questions asked. So use my link below and use code SONIC for $5 off, or go to magicspoon.com/Sonic. Thank you, Magic Spoon.
So without any further ado, play the trailer!
Oh, great.
Reaction time. It's been a minute.
These rings signify the commitment.
How beautiful.
So
Oh,
help me, Thomas. Sorry. Life or death situation. I need you to use the ring to save me, like right now.
that's the worst place he could have thrown it. Anywhere would have been a better spot than that.
Hawaii.
I just hope we're not too late.
Oh Lord, there are 2 of them now.
What's happening?
Okay, quick version.
Uh-oh.
Robotnik is back.
I discovered the source of ultimate power.
Emerald looks so cool.
We need to get it back or the world is doomed.
You rock some kind of space porcupine.
I am an echidna warrior.
Whoa. Okay.
Hedgehog.
It's time to say goodbye to humanity.
Welcome.
That's pretty epic.
This is your moment to be the big hero.
Bad time to say this, but
There's
I
the
don't
emerald thing.
actually
Okay.
have a plan.
Keep that in mind. Remember that. That's important.
Hey, you got a little something on your belly.
Someone call an Uber? It's cold in here.
This is so
Let's
cool.
turn up the heat.
I'm so excited for this movie. Oh my god.
Oh, great, the Winter Soldier. Fear not, citizen.
You are terrible at this.
Your negative attitude is not helping.
Very true.
We stick together.
This is so cool.
You're unskilled,
The scale is so cool.
untrained, unworthy.
You forgot one. Unstoppable.
Whoa. That was kind of weird. Okay, let's get into it. That was...
For a guy named Knuckles, you are really bad at punching.
Okay. That was insane. There's so much new stuff to go over. In this first scene, we all noticed Tom's Green Hill ringtone. But did you notice Sonic's contact photo is him after he visits the largest rubber band ball in the first movie? That one's pretty hard to miss. But then we see Sonic snowboarding, holding what looks like a passed out Tails. Also, since we saw previously in this scene that after they teleport to Hawaii, they're all yelling, Tails, Tails, Tails! So we can assume either Knuckles or Robotnik knocked Tails out. Poor guy, always more of a lover than a fighter. So Tails and Sonic teleport to Maddie's sister, Rachel's wedding. And I gotta say, Tom really could have just avoided this all by throwing the ring literally anywhere else. There's fields to the left, right, in front of him, behind him, anywhere. And once they portal through, we see Tails' eyes are closed, confirming that, yeah, he's out cold.
Out like a light.
The next shot we get of Tails looks the same, but now he's got a backpack. I think this is just a way for him to have his little tablet gizmo without having to hold it the whole movie or wear a holster. This next shot is one of the biggest, and we still don't know entirely what it is, and that's clearly intentional on their end. So we see this beam either hitting or coming from Earth, and we then see this force field bloom. But right as it pans to the right, where we can see what it is, the shot cross dissolves into the scene of Robotnik's pod entering Earth. This could be the rising of the Emerald, since we know it has a giant green energy beam when they ignite it, but we still don't have enough info to know. This is also the longest shot we've seen of the temple, so here it is at the last possible frame where it looks the biggest. We can see a lot more details in the ruins and more ties to the theories that this place is Hidden Palace or Labyrinth Zone. We also see a bit of Knuckles' reveal in the Mushroom Land with just his silhouette, then his close-up coming through. I love how we're seeing these mushrooms with a blue glow in the background, and I wonder if this has any ties to how Robotnik built himself back up enough to return from the end of the first movie. I mean, he even repaired his clothing. The most important thing for a hype beast like Robotnik to fix. Imagine if he got dirt on the white Yeezys. Yeesh!
Kanye refuses to get his new white 350s dirty in the dirt, so
Ain't gonna happen.
Now this scene, I didn't pick up what was happening the first time. So obviously, Knuckles is bursting through a truck here. But this is a water truck.
Wow.
And the reason they chose this is a visual one. Because it looks so aesthetic. I mean, it's just an amazing shot. Nothing really to point out. I just wanted to, call attention to this one. We next see Agent Stone get his wrist bent inwards for calling Knuckles a space porcupine. Not too much to say. I thought the human CG interaction looked a little, but overall very good. But this next one, there's a lot to go over here. So we see the green tornado again, but now we finally get to see GUN in full patrol. So first thing to notice is their blast rifles. It makes sense to not give them ARs, because again, family-friendly movie, but it gets wild fast. So Robotnik comes floating out of a smoke-filled entrance, and literally floating, no machinery. With just a single finger, he wipes out a helicopter and throws a train in there too. Why not? F it. And you probably missed this because it's subtle, but he actually flies up into the tornado. So the green tornado is not the effect of Robotnik, but it's literally him. Next, we see Sonic and Tails go into the cavern with the owl statue we saw from earlier. A little Easter egg is that if you look at the window above the door, you'll see there's a big white emerald symbol. So either this is where the Master Emerald is kept, or this is Sonic and Tails going to find the Super or Chaos Emeralds to fight back. Also, at the bottom base of the owl itself is what looks like an emerald that needs to be ignited, just like the other one, to activate its full power, or could just be part of the statue. But the thing in front of it makes me think otherwise. It's a perfectly sized slot to put one, and it would make sense why they're traveling there. And the symbols next are huge, but I just remembered I forgot something really important. The Sonic Show, #1 source of Sonic news, blah blah blah. Subscribe bell, all notifications on. We're in one of the darkest points in history, and how will you cope without your Sonic news? Huh? Okay, let's get back to it. So Sonic goes up to the statue and moves one of the symbols, but doing that causes a booby trap, and the ceiling starts crumbling around them. Or maybe it was successful and that's just what happens, but they look absolutely terrified. So its eyes glow bright green and suddenly it starts opening its wings. We don't see what's next, so that part they're gonna save for the movie. But we do see how Sonic got his snowboard, which is just shrapnel from one of Robotnik's drones he destroyed. Also, you can see Tails flying behind him to catch up, so presumably, Tails doesn't shred. So sad. We also briefly see Knuckles wipe out Sonic's snowboarding, just like in SSX Tricky. Then the bank car robbery scene. I had a feeling when we saw yesterday's screenshot that this would be Sonic being grilled for being bad, and I was right. It's a very funny dynamic. It's like, okay, you're rescuing me, but don't destroy the city. Then we see Sonic quickly running away from the destruction that he literally just caused. An absolute menace to society. So this next shot is entirely new. We see Tom and Maddie in an old boxy doorless truck that'll come into play in a few seconds. Here we see the most menacing shot ever of the Death Egg with these giant glowing red eyes. We also see the emerald out of focus and close to the frame, and combine that with the picture of Tom and Maddie in the gold glow that they released earlier as well, and I think you have your answer of what this scene is. Maybe they assumed Sonic fans were less intelligent and more kid-like, when in reality, we're closer to Marvel fans in terms of man-babiness and lore knowledge. Man babies, assemble! Regardless, I'm mostly excited to see what actually happens on the big screen. Next, we see what looks like a traumatized Sonic, and gets confirmed only a second later with us seeing the very root of this trauma. Him almost getting stomped by the Death Egg robot foot, but Maddie quickly picks him up and puts him in the truck. He's able to hold on to the emerald, so maybe this isn't even the big moment, since we see him in the house with Tom, and it looks like it's later. Now, this shot in particular has a lot to look at, and it's one of the shortest. So presumably, this is Robotnik's new base. He has a little kitchen bar area that's glowing green and mechanical, as well as his drones in the background. Agent Stone is there, and it looks like he's been captured and handcuffed to a chair, and Wade's there as well. Why is Wade there? That's only the beginning of questions, since the elephant in the room is Robotnik teleports there. Like Zap, he's there. I guess this is something he can do with the emerald. Generally, Eggman uses the emerald in a device to take down Sonic, which I thought the Death Egg was, but he himself is actually powerful now too. An interesting revelation. The glowing eyes on Robotnik look a little too uncanny, TBH, but still, I think this darker Robotnik will provide a lot more depth to the character. Next, we see a happy Robotnik who introduces Knuckles, and he jumps in the house. And he punches Sonic so hard, making him jump out the house. Now, this next shot is an oddity to me.
Unstoppable.
Everything looks a bit different, and Sonic goes from green-eyed to blue-eyed, but I don't know. The uncanny vibes are maxing here. His teeth look weird to me, and his eyes are like a dark gray. I'd assume it's just the shadow of the light, but the light is directly hitting his face on the right, and his eyes are still gray. But I'll give him credit, this is the only shot that stands out to me, and it's a pretty minor critique. My favorite Easter egg, or maybe just a little thing I noticed, is the next scene when Sonic's charging up to attack Knuckles. I love the face Sonic is making here, and upon first sight, it looks like the werehog. Likely a coincidence, I just thought his expression here is wild. He looks like he might eat a Knuckles sandwich if he keeps playing with him. We see more of Sonic and Knuckles fighting, which we've all seen before. But I love this new scene with Knuckles trying to punch Sonic, and he just keeps missing. Now, everyone has mentioned this, but this is certainly a reference to Sonic X, as the Sonic Knuckles fight there is iconic. And I wonder how many more references there are like that in this movie. I like that Sonic's cracking quips in these tense situations. I just hope it isn't too much. But with how distraught we saw Muddy Sonic, it seems like not every time will be an appropriate one for a joke, which is needed. Like, I love jokes more than anyone else. I even like the colors ones because they feel like Sonic X. But if it was every scene, it'd get old fast. They also showed a new poster for this movie, and it's insane how good it looks. This is by far my favorite one. It says, "Welcome to the next level," which is probably Sega's best slogan they ever made. I mean, the original Sonic 2 slogan was, "Are you up to it?" And Paramount was like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. Then we get the giant 2 Robotnik is putting on the ground in the game cover, but with Sonic directly in front of it. No blue eyes and subtle electricity only in his shoes. Also a defensive Tails. These 2 renders are awesome. There's also the buzzer and drone badniks in the background, and Knuckles' face is hidden in the 2. There's the temple, and truly, this is an awesome poster. I could also see the Death Egg with glowing red eyes being barely noticeable in the background in the top left, but maybe that'd be too much. I'm planning on seeing this April 8th, at least as of now. I'm doing literally anything I can to somehow see it earlier, which you think would be easier considering I'm quite literally the largest source of any Sonic news, including Web 2. I've noticed some people try to belittle and disrespect me by downgrading literally everything I do, so I want to take a second to stroke my ego and show off to the brands that I have over 240,000 unique viewers every month, even in the lowest of months. And I appreciate every one of you. So some people are like, Shaden's not actually number one. No, I am literally number one now. I'm still looking for a new slogan. I know you've seen I'm trying out other ones. I feel obnoxious saying I'm number one constantly. But yet, even though I say it literally all the time, I still can't get acknowledged by anyone. Why won't they love me? So yeah, thanks to everyone who's been subbing and belling. I've been watching and the numbers are going up and I appreciate it so much. Also, you probably appreciate not missing out on Sonic news from the most objective and factual lenses, as well as the funny one. Lots of love and peace. Peace!